What's going on, Mountaineer Nation? Welcome back into the Country Roads webcast. And how about a recruiting update today for West Virginia's 2025 class as they gained a commitment from Eidan Buchanan recently, the fifth verbal commitment for the 2025 class. And this is a big one, no pun intended, because I think it's both big in its importance and it's big because of Buchanan's literal size. 6'8", 320 pounds, coming in as a true freshman next season. That's super impressive for a high school, senior right now. So you've got to love this addition for West Virginia. They've done a great job building the program through the trenches. The offensive line was great last season. I'm expecting it to be great again this season. And it looks like with some of the recent additions, we saw Johnny Williams in last year's class be a really, large player that they really have high hopes for. And so I think that, you're looking at some of those guys and you're talking about guys that can be the future. They're looking at Johnny Williams at one tackle spot, and who knows, Buchanan could be another guy that they're looking at one of the other tackle positions for the future as well. He certainly looks like the makings of a tackle with that size. So let's take a look here, the article which covering his commitment, and then we'll take a look at his profile here on 247 Sports and Rivals, and then I'll show you guys a couple of his plays just to show you how dominant he has been at the high school level and how big of an impact I think he could make for West Virginia's offensive line in the future. I think this is a big pickup for WVU and the class of 2025. And of course, I'm sharing the article here from WVSportsNow.com when they originally covered his commitment coming a few days ago. There you see the graphic that he shared here on social media when he announced his commitment to WVU. So super excited about this edition. Like we said, picking up, one of the top prospects in the entire state of Maryland, someone that West Virginia, beat out several other schools for. You can look on his list and you beat out Rutgers, you beat out Maryland, you beat out Virginia Tech, but I'll share with you his offer list now. From let's look at Rivals first. This was what his profile was looking like there, and I can show you kind of the offer list, because it's pretty impressive just to show you how highly sought after he was here. You can see scrolling through several D1 programs, big names: Ohio State, Duke, Wisconsin, VT, Rutgers. And of course, ultimately choosing the Mountaineers, deciding on the good guys there. But the great size, 6'8", 325 pounds. Coming out of Good Counsel High School in Olney, Maryland. So another pickup from a borderline state. We've talked about West Virginia locking down the state of West Virginia, doing a great job in those borderline states. That's really the truth here with this class. 5.5 rating there on Rivals, 3-star. And then if we pull up here on 247 Sports, he's actually very highly regarded there as well. As you can see here, coming out with the 86 grade there on 247. Top 25 player in the state of Maryland. Top 100 offensive tackle in the entire country. Like I said, coming in with great size. And so adding him to this 2025 recruiting class for WVU, I think is big. So let's take a look at just a couple of Eidan Buchanan's plays here, and I think you're going to like what you see. I'm just going to show you the first couple of plays from his highlight video. I'll link the rest of this here on Huddle in the video description if you want to check out more of it. But this is just, a little bit of a glimpse, and this whole tape's kind of like this for this guy. We're talking about prototypical size coming in, great, going to be a tackle probably, I would say, at this level. Played primarily left tackle here, as you're going to see in these highlights. But just watch him maul guys right here. Just a big mauler. Puts both the defenders on their butts in, both these first plays I'm going to show you. So check this out. As you can see in there, pulling around and just absolutely dominating the guy all the way. I mean, he could have kept blocking him for days there. And then here you go, yet again right here. This time he's lined up on the right side, actually. And you see here, yet again, driving the man all the way to the ground there. Just complete domination. And hopefully that continues at the collegiate level as well. Excited to see him here at WVU join this class of 2025. I think it's a nice pickup, nice addition to the class. But speaking of that class, let's take a look at it here as we pull up our commitment tracker here on the Country Roads webcast as we try and keep up with this entire 2025 class. Got videos out on each one of these previous commitments, but we can now add Eidan Buchanan's name to the list here. And like we said, great size and another borderline state. You see all of West Virginia's commits thus far in this class coming from either in-state, West Virginia locking down both the top two players in the state there. We have talked about that in the past, Tyshawn Dews, and then most recently, Zah Jackson. And then, of course, the borderline states. You got an Ohio commit for your 2025 quarterback in Scotty Fox. And then you got a Pennsylvania commit in the other offensive lineman you landed recently, Thomas Barr. But then how about hitting up Maryland? Let's go to one of the other borderline states here. Get another offensive lineman here in Eidan Buchanan, who, like we said, great size, going to be coming in with that. already in his tool bag and something that he can build upon. If he can add the fundamentals to that, learning West Virginia scheme, this is a guy that you're talking about that could be in for some early playing time even potentially, because he has that prototypical size coming in, has the experience playing tackle, likely where he'll end up playing here as well. So he's a guy that could get in the mix young, like some of these other guys we're talking about in these past classes. I mentioned Johnny Williams, looks like he's going to be in the 2 deep this year. They're really high on Nick Cray, who redshirted last year as well. So who knows, but West Virginia has 2 offensive linemen to add to that fold, Thomas Barr and now Eidan Buchanan. West Virginia's done a great job in the trenches. Looks like that will continue, and I'm excited about this pickup for the 2025 class. But those are just my thoughts on this most recent addition to that 2025 recruiting class for WVU. Would love to hear yours. Drop them in the comments there. Appreciate those interactions. If you made it this far in the video, hit the thumbs up button. That helps a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're a WVU fan and you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Helps us and it helps you, as it helps get more of this Mountaineer sports content out to Mountaineer Nation. Having said that, as always, I'm Jordan Cruz, and until next time, let's go Mountaineers.